We're doing birthday prep for my daughter's first birthday. A lot of recurring themes here. Everything's always harder than I thought, and I'm always on a time crunch. I got almost done with the R, and I ran out of the red. I'm so happy with how that came out. It looks so cute. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I cannot even believe what we are getting into this week, but we are doing birthday prep for my daughter's first birthday. I literally can't believe it. I'm like speechless. It's been like the fastest year of my life, but I really wanted to make her a birthday banner, and I'm using her old clothes to make the little pennants. I've already cut into some of the clothes because I'm making her a pair of overalls, and the little patches are pieces of her old clothes. I took off like the sleeves and the legs of the pants and things because I knew I wasn't gonna need them for the banner that I'm making. But I just loved the last overalls I made, so I had to make her some, and I decided that the patchwork was gonna be her old clothes. Even though I cut into them, I still have the bodice part of it, so I'm going to use this as my little triangle to make her happy birthday banner. So I have a couple onesies, I have this dress. A lot of these are either very sentimental or stained. Like this one was stained, this one was stained, this one was stained. This was the first dress she ever wore, like fancy dress. We had a wedding when she was really little. And I love it. And some of it's on here. I cut the sleeves off and used it on there. But we'll use the bodice. I actually was thinking of using the end piece, like the lace. I feel like that could be really cute. And then this one definitely has a stain somewhere because oh yeah, right here. She lived in this outfit because I just thought it was so cute on her. So this just makes me think of her being a newborn. So those are some of the outfits I have. Oh, I forgot this sweatshirt too. And then on top of the outfits, I had gotten this it's like a mix between like a canvas and a burlap. I guess it's kind of like a burlap, honestly. I had gotten this at Resource Exchange. I talk about them so much. They're a thrifted craft store in Philly. But so I'm going to fill in the rest of the banners with this. So I'll kind of do maybe like triangle of this, a triangle of this, a triangle of the burlap, a triangle of her clothes, and kind of try to like alternate it as best I can. And then I will also use some supplementary fabric that I have. I was thinking of actually using the teal that I used from making her an eye matching set. So that's cute. It can kind of tie back into like the little outfit that I made her. But I do not have a pattern. I have nothing prepped, so let's get into it. The first thing I have to do is actually make the pattern. So I'm going to start with just the top. So I already put this against the smallest onesie, and this will fit, so I can use this as my guide to how wide it is. And then I suppose from here, like, let's see. Where's middle? 3 is middle, right? Because this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 inches. So 3 is the middle. So if we did, I'm gonna need a bigger. What do we think? But plus the seam allowance. So let's add some seam allowance to this. and see if this will be good. This is my smallest piece of clothing, so let's see if it'll fit. I think so. I think with the seams cut open, like if I cut the sides open, I think I'll have just enough. Because the arms are kind of throwing it off right now. Yeah. We'll have just enough. So this will work. This will be good. So then it will be actually this size, which I think that that's like an appropriate banner size. So I guess let's get to cutting. Some of them have stains on them, so I am trying to work around the stains as best I can. Although also my thought was to put the ones that are really stained, to just put it on the back side, since that'll be what is kind of on, like, you know, the back of something. Like I'm gonna hang it on the edge of the table, so like the backing you won't see. So I could always put the stained one on the back. I really wanted to use the lace on this one, so I completely deconstructed it so I could get a flat piece to put this on. Oh, that's so cute. And then the letter as part of the happy birthday will go here, and then I'll have the bias tape on top. Oh my god, that's so cute. I have everything cut out, even the strap, so this will be what the banner attaches to hang. So I thought I could do a little layout now to see where I want everything, so then I can know what colors to cut out of the felt, because I was thinking of doing, well, I haven't decided if I want to do one color throughout the whole banner of the letters or if I wanted to do multicolor. I thought multicolor could be cute, so then it'll just be like what color gets put on which triangle, you know what I mean? So let's take a look. Canva and picked a font that I like, which actually ended up being the same font that I did in the pennant that I did for the baby shower. It's a cute font. I just wanted something like whimsical. But so I'm gonna cut these out to trace onto my felt. But before I trace them on my felt, I'm gonna put them on here to make sure that I like the font. But how I do this is I actually just put, I go into Canva, I pick a font, I type what I want, I blow it up to the size that I want, take a screenshot, make it my iPad background, and then with the backlight, I just trace it onto a piece of paper. It seems like a lot of steps, but it's actually quite simple. If you don't make it your background, the iPad, when you trace, it moves the thing around too much, so then it changes the size. So I've found that making it your background so it doesn't really move is the way to go. But I'm gonna cut these out and test out how I like it. It's funny, I'm sitting here cutting my second to last letter and my hands are legitimately cramping. Like, yes, these scissors are kind of small. My section over here is so dirty that I can't find my bigger good scissors. But this is the second school year now that I'm not starting school. So I am usually a teacher, but after having my daughter, I stayed home with her last school year and decided to also stay home this school year. And I honestly think that like my hands are like out of shape. That sounds crazy to say, but like when I was teaching, I was cutting things out all the time. Like every grade I taught, whether it was like first grade, eighth grade, I was just always cutting things out. I was also a Spanish teacher, so it was elective. So we were always doing just like things like, and you know, you laminate things and then you cut it out. Like you decide to do this project and then you cut it out. And so like I feel like I was always utilizing that type of like fine motor skill. And I don't think that I've been cutting like this. Like I've been cutting fabric, but this is like much more dexterity, and like legitimately my hand is cramping. It's crazy. Just a little thought I was having while I'm cutting this out. Okay, so before I cut them out of felt, I'm going to test them out to make sure that I like them. I actually can't decide if I like them or not. Ugh. I feel like I don't like them, but I do like them. I don't know. Like I like the R and I like the D. I'm unsure about the H and the B. Oh, I don't know. I love creating more work for myself, so instead of cutting out those letters in felt till my daughter woke up from her nap, I decided to make a new font and cut it all out. And now she's awake and she's here. So I don't even know if I like it more. Like, let's see. This is the new one. I stopped cutting it out perfectly because I just was like, it's not a use unless I like it. So let's see. This is the new one. And then this is the old one. Maybe if I just flip the H around like that, maybe I like that better. So let's see, it was like this, but I don't know. All right, yeah. I wasted my time. I like the original one. So, all right. I'm gonna pause this and come back later. It's the next day. Yesterday, I traced and cut out all of my letters while my daughter was having dinner. I just did that real quick to kind of get it done because again, I'm on a time crunch. There's a lot of recurring themes here. Everything's always harder than I thought, and I'm always on a time crunch. That is just how it is around here. But I ended up going with one color felt. I just thought that the pink looked really cohesive and it was like a good color pink. And now I'm just deciding how I want to do the thread. So I have a lot of different pinks here. So my first thought was to do kind of like a darker pink, like kind of like this like fuchsia one, to kind of give like a pop of like another pink, or like this like more hot pink. But I think this one will give more contrast. I do think these are too dark, so these are out. But then another thought I had was to do another color. So like a theme I feel like is, well, not really here, but she wears a lot of blue and a lot of green. And so I thought that maybe one of these could look cute. Like I always think that like teal blue and like baby pink like always look really good together. So I didn't know if I wanted to do the stitch in like blue to like add a pop, or do I want to go like literally the same color. So that's kind of what I'm deciding right now. I actually don't even know how much of this there is. Like I'm worried that there won't be enough. This is like a really tiny spool and it looks like it's definitely already been used a little bit. My collection of thread is interesting. I feel like I've never bought thread and I just have an endless supply, so I don't know where I got it from. I know that someone has given me like sewing supplies that like they decided they didn't want. So I know that I've gotten stuff from someone in that capacity, but I just have so many threads, but like a lot of them are tiny like this. I'm like, what can you do with this? Like, it's just a little too tiny. Like, I don't think I'd have enough to embroider all of the letters, because yeah, I can see the spool pretty quickly. All right, let's think about this. Can't even find the start to this one. I think I'm gonna do the same color, and these actually are pretty much the same color thread, so then I don't even have to do a bobbin either. So that makes my life a lot easier. All right, decision made. Now I have to address location. So let me get my pins and a tape measure. The only one that I really have to put somewhere is this one with the lace. I want the letter below the lace. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to measure where this one is located on the triangle, and then I'm just gonna put the rest in the exact same spot. Then also make sure I'll have enough room, because that's quite low. I think I imagined the letters being kind of like there. Here is what it will look like without my seam allowance. All right, it's gonna have to go on the lace a little bit then, I think. Do like halfway. Before I start actually embroidering on my pennants, I'm going to test out a stitch using some spare felt and a piece of scrap from the burlap. I was just going to do a zigzag. I'm not sure which one. I'll start with this zigzag and see if I like that. And then I'm gonna try another one, and then I'll try, I don't know, I'm gonna play around a little. This one is already a no, I think. Yeah, no on that one. All right, let's move on. Maybe that one. Yeah, I think I like that. All right. Whew, this is so nerve-wracking. Actually, I'm not gonna start on one that is her clothes because I can't replace that. So if I mess up, I can replace one of these. All right, so far this is coming out perfect. So cute. I just finished Happy, and it came out so cute. It takes forever to embroider on the machine since it's just a regular sewing machine, but I wasn't going to do these by hand. So it does save me time there, but I'm trying to be really careful because I don't want to mess it up. I'm just realizing these P's kind of look different, and that's going to bother me, but I'm going to have to just put it out of my mind. But I'm stopping here because somehow my daughter is still asleep, but we are well past her normal nap time, and I'm pretty hungry, so I'm just going to make lunch and come back later and do the birthday part. Well, I got almost done with the R and I ran out of thread. I don't think I have this color. I still have to do THDAY. I can't have 5 letters with a different color thread. And when I ran out, so you can see here, these stitches, here, let me get this to focus. These stitches here are like zigzag, and then the stitches in the middle of the R are like not zigzag. Because the tension was running out, because both the top thread and the bobbin were running out. But I was just trying to get this letter done because it's already stitched. I'm not gonna pick it all off, but I don't want mix match thread on this, so I might end up having to pick it all off anyway. All right, I'm gonna have to look for some thread. All right, I finished the embroidering. We did have a thread snafu, but I think that the thread I found, it is different color, like slightly, but I think it will be fine. I'm now just gonna cut out my interfacing so that it will keep the banner really stiff. So I need 13 pieces of this. So I'm just gonna cut that out real quick out of my pattern that I made for myself. This is actually my first time using interfacing, but I know it's really good for keeping the shape of whatever you're doing. So this will be good, especially like this fabric, for example, is like super stretchy and thin. So it'll just give it that extra support that it needs. My goodness. Awesome. I feel like that came out so good. And it's like stiffer now. Cool. No, 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 no. Oh, no. Oh. Oh, no. I wasn't thinking. All right, I'm gonna have to deal with that later. Of course I did it too on one of the ones that's like from her onesie, so I can't even cut a new piece of that, but I think I'm just gonna seam rip the P and have to redo it, which is fine because I actually hated that P. It was driving me crazy that I didn't like it, so I'll just have to redo it. It's an unfortunate, annoying step, but it is what it is. I have all my pennant triangles ready to go to be sewn together, front and back. I did fix the P, it's all good to go. That was definitely scary at first, but luckily it all worked out, it's all good. I just have to change out my thread, and if you watched my thrift flip of the men's button-up to shorts, you saw that I lost my white thread that I was using and couldn't find it, and then couldn't find any others in my stash. Well, that will happen no longer because I am stocked on white thread. I made sure that that problem would not happen to me mid-project again. And honestly, this is something I've been needing to purchase. It's just like big spools. I just don't really have anywhere to store them, but I think that I'm going to make a pegboard and put like my essential tools like my scissors. Oh yeah, also, I've been using these teeny little scissors. Can't find my big scissors anywhere. Like, truly my type brain B, oh my God. My type B brain, which is just another nice way of putting being disorganized, makes my sewing space chaotic. Oh my gosh, this is soft. All right, cool. I'm gonna rethread my machine, get my bobbin, and get these pennants sewn. And then I will turn them inside out and attach them to the little, what would you call that? It is bias tape, that's what I'm making, but like the banner string, I guess we'll call it. I haven't made that yet, but I have it cut out. So let me quit yapping and start. Finished all of the pennants. I did shed some tears, but now I'm going to iron them and then give them a top stitch. I don't know what color to top stitch them in. I might just do white to make sure I have enough and like keep it simple, and then keep it all uniform. I had thought maybe like another neutral color, but honestly, I'm not gonna have enough thread and I don't wanna run out again. So just gonna iron these all and then give them a top stitch so that they just stay nice and crisp, and I won't have to iron them like every single year I want to take them out. I ended up finishing so late last night. I didn't actually finish though. My intention was to finish, but I got all of this string pressed and it was like 10:30. I was like, you gotta call it quits. So what I'm going to do now is I've kind of marked a place where I think that would be good. So from here to here, I think that's good. I think I would be able to cut this off. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna place the letters to make sure that that's something that I like. So the birthday one will be a little longer because it's always gonna hang lower than happy, and it's also more letters. So I'm gonna make that one just like the teensiest bit longer. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to find the center. I think this was the one. And then that's where I'm gonna put the first letter. I also need to clean up my space first, I think, because this is not conducive to working right now. I've said a few times when I work in here that it's definitely like a work in progress, and I will be organizing it. That is probably my next project, like for sure. But also, since my daughter's birthday is coming up, that's literally what I'm doing right now. I have her present here too, so it's also in the way and taking up space in here. Cute. Oh my gosh, I'm putting the H in the middle. The P has to go in the middle. Oh yeah, this is the P I fixed. Looks much better, so. So I was like, man, I'm gonna run out of room because the middle letter is supposed to go in the middle. All right, it's all ready to sew. I'm so excited. I just finished it, and I'm gonna give the teensiest little sneak peek, but I really want to show it all cute and styled with like her birthday table. I'm so happy with how that came out. It looks so cute, and I can't wait to do it for her birthday, like put it up on the table and have the tables all styled and stuff. It's so cute. But that took a lot less time than I thought. I probably could have just finished it last night, but I was just like mentally too tired. So I'm gonna spend some time doing her overalls and maybe watching a little show to finish off her nap time. I didn't think I was gonna get time to finish that. I think I mentioned it, but if I didn't, I loved the overalls so much that I just made for my sister-in-law for the baby shower that I had to make my daughter a pair, and so I'm making her some out of the same clothes that I just made the banner out of for her to wear for her birthday and into the fall. So I'm going to just work on this for a little bit, and I didn't think I would have the time to, but I definitely do. So we ended up having to host in our home because it's raining, and we were going to have the party at a local park. But I made the most of it, and everything looks really cute, and the banner looks so good, and I can't wait to use this every single year on her birthday. So thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.